So, a couple of days ago, Blitzcrank was teased or accidentally leaked as the most recent 2xKO fighter for the upcoming it's a closed beta that'll be out in like 3 days. It's probably gonna be 2 at the time of the release. But then they just announced him. He, from what I've heard, he's essentially Potemkin. I saw he does have his grab, which looks interesting. So let's go ahead and wait. Let's do the reveal trailer first, and then we'll go over to the gameplay. But he looks really good. So the downside of League is there's a lot of CC in the game. A lot of characters that can like lock down and stuff like that, so you don't get to play the video game. So it's gonna be interesting to see how those come into here. Another one is like Darius's hook grab, which seems to be like something you can do in a grab. And there, right there, a big part of Potemkin's kit is this pull into you, and then another one of his abilities is he hits you up to knock you up. So it's like 4 seconds of not being able to play the video game. But yeah, it seems like there's a lot of grabbing, pulling back. Yeah, Potemkin. There you go. Big guy. I guess, yeah, a lot of the characters inherently grabbing and pulling into you in League of Legends. My god, just fuck your neutral. Jeez. Wind up big punch. Oh my god. Okay. He just is fucking he just is the big grappler character of the game. Because I'm seeing some Zangief in there too. Especially from 6. I also heard he has a restance as an assist. So that was a side grab. What the hell was that? That mid-air fucking... I mean, that was... Wrecking Ball? What the hell is that?
They are not constructed like me. Error.
As long... I hope he has his laugh. It's Control 3. Oh my god.
Into the faces. Is that proper trash talk?
Okay, are we gonna see his assists here? Oh no, that was just attacking. Okay. Into his level 3. Okay. That was his E, then his Q. Okay.
You should change your settings to win.
So that Wrecking Ball attack is actually entirely new. That's not in League. Okay, let's watch this game, this dev update. He looks solid. Granted, all of them look really solid in their reveal trailers. So I want to see, let's see somebody sort of individually break down when he's not being built for destruction. Or are they just gonna show? No, they're not.
My
Okay.
name is Caroline, and I am the champion designer on Blitzcrank. And with me, we have...
I'm Alex. I'm the lead champion designer on 2xKO.
Blitzcrank is a champion that we knew from the beginning that we really wanted to have in our game.
We knew Blitz was going to be our first true grappler in the game.
Okay.
Just look at those hands.
Yeah.
They're ready.
I mean, his whole
They're ready
kit
for that
in
command
League
grab.
is grapple.
Blitzcrank is from Zon. They were kind of designed to clean up after
There's what, 4
all
Zon
the
characters
sump and
now?
all of the waste that's all around there. So we actually named a lot of their moves after that. When thinking about designing a grappler in 2xKO, usually grapplers are really slow, and Blitzcrank doesn't quite move the fastest. You see there, it takes them a little while to get from one end of the screen to the other.
You'll get there, little buddy.
But his whole
But
kit
the
is
place
built
that Blitzcrank
around
really
long
wants to be
arms.
Is up close. This is the desired position for a Blitzcrank player to be. And we have
Desired
this
position
big
for a
beefy
grappler.
command grab. It's actually on a 1-button input. So we
That's
hold
a-
down and we press S2 and we get garbage
That's a fair amount of
collection. You can see how
damage.
much damage that did more than a quarter of Jinx's life. The counterplay to this is to jump. And so even if you were jumping, I could also jump and command grab. Blitzcrank kind of
You can never escape from the command grabs.
Special that will actually bring the opponent right next to them. These rocket grabs are on Blitzcrank's S1 specials. They have the ability to pull you
Press
in
Q on keyboard.
hit or on block. So even if you block this, I'll be able to bring you into this grapple zone.
But you're still blocking.
And if you're continuing to block, then I would just grab you out of that spot.
My
and
lord.
Put into the same position again. You might notice that the rocket grab
Already
has this
horrifying.
follow up into an uppercut. And this
Which
is
would be his
inspired
E.
by the League of Legends
The QE combo, yeah.
And even if you are jumping in the air, I would be able to yoink you from the air.
Oh my god, he's a
And even if
drill
I'm
ability
on the
now.
ground and you're in the air. I
Okay,
could
so there's an
restand
air
you
one
back
too.
Into this position right in front of Blitz, right in your face. With down S1, Air Purifier, Blitzcrank pulls them out of the air and kind of pulls them in right to next to their side, so you can even call your assist to continue the combo. Or
Fuck,
you
dude.
can do this kind of guaranteed input where
Okay.
Blitzcrank will switch sides and put them into a ground bounce.
Okay.
You might notice this bar at the bottom
Solid.
here with a little puff. What Blitz does here is they can start spinning their arm to generate steam, and the steam kind of converts into this
So like his
electricity,
passive. Okay.
And that empowers their special moves in unique ways that actually help them with their next interaction. And Blitzcrank holds on to the steam when tagged out. You can
Okay, that's good
charge
when
a
he's
little
tagged
bit,
out.
tag out, and then come back and actually finish the charge. It stops the decaying from happening as well.
That's nice.
Basically, what happens is Blitzcrank gets empowered S1 specials. Let's take a look
Okay.
at the S1 rocket grab. What this does is it comes out a little bit faster, and then it blasts through,
Oh,
and then you get
with a
little
quick
combo at the
stun.
end. So the other things that you get from Steam are all of Blitzcrank's down S2 command grabs will actually have one hit of armor. If you hold
Like his
down
armor.
S2, Blitzcrank does a little run while
The question
doing the
mark.
command grab. And they're actually armored through the whole time that they are doing this when they have steam. So I'm gonna just run
Okay.
at you, and then you can try to jab me out of it. Yeah.
I gotta do this. The classic.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That
The
happened to me
jump
too many
in.
times in games. Like, I got this.
He's like, oh, don't
Yeah.
worry, I can hit this robot. The other
Okay.
ways that Blitzcrank can gain steam
Interesting.
are through some of their S2 specials. Probably one of my favorite moves. It's called the Wrecking Ball, and it's their Air S2. Blitzcrank turns into a little wrecking ball,
That's a
and
solid amount of
you gain steam with each hit
steam.
of it, including the little flip out that they do here.
There's
Okay.
a lot of combo depth in sort of picking where you're optimizing for damage or meter gain or steam gain or spending your steam to get that extra damage. We don't want Blitz to be like too brainy a character, right? It's more about knowing your opponent than it is about like knowing a million different routes that you have to use differently in every
Damn,
situation.
jeez.
So plenty of optimization
Fucking
you can
damage.
take on if you want to.
Granted, I
Yeah.
think.
But
Well,
a
no,
lot of
you
stuff
command
just
grabbed at the
works
end,
and
so
works pretty
blocking
intuitively.
wouldn't have done anything.
Other ways to get Blitzcrank into kind of a stronger state to give you a bit more advantage for the next move is the S2 Rocket Punch. And so I can punch through the projectiles, and then I can actually
Okay.
cancel that into a rocket grab. So on hit, on block, I can
So sort of like his
kind of do a
W.
little 1-2 punch and pull them in. One way that we
All that damage,
wanted to
though,
add
jeez.
some more of a hands feel for our grappler mains in our game was to kind of add in some extra tech. And one way that we did that is by adding in a car cancel. It's a little subtle, but what you
Oh,
are
he
doing
does the
here is
question
taking
marks,
forward
not
S2 spinning
okay,
turbine,
not the opponent.
and then canceling it into the crouch S2 garbage collection. And what
Okay.
that does is it gives Blitzcrank a little bit of an extra boost. So if I'm over here and I'm like, oh, I just whiffed that grab.
I feel so safe.
You
You're
are so
so far
safe. But if I added in the forward S2 momentum, it adds that momentum to the grab, then I can suddenly
Oh my God,
close
just-
that
yeah.
distance and grab Jinx out of the corner.
It kind of
One
gross.
interesting thing here is that even when you are doing the car canceled version of garbage collection, it actually changes the name to prompt disposal because it's faster. But it maintains the armor from the steam. So if I were to do this and like Jinx were to try to hit me during it, then I would actually
Okay.
keep that armor. You might be wondering, can I continue the step into the running version of this? And you actually can't. So you're kind of opting into whether or not
You
you
choose
want
one,
to
okay.
calculate the perfect distance versus the slower version, which will guaranteed, but it takes a lot longer to get there.
So there's like an execution test and kind of an awareness test, understanding your space.
It's just
Exactly.
Zangief's
The better you know your
arms
champion,
up
the
and
better
grab,
that you'll
run
be able
forward
to
and grab. It
execute
just
these.
is that.
If your opponent's kind of starting to predict that you're going to do the rocket grab and then they parry it, you can just fake them out. And then I just go into the steam charge, and now I got free steam while she was parrying.
Busy posing.
Busy posing.
God, Jinx is
And you
huge
can just backdash out of that if you want to,
Yes.
in
right?
this game.
I can cancel out of the steam charge, and it will give me that little boost. Like it gives me about 10%. Each time that I go into it, and so if I just like got really
Oh, okay,
good
so you
at,
just keep tapping
backdash
it, yeah.
canceling, then I could just stay pretty safe, stay pretty far back, and
Keep
get
getting
that full bar
meter,
of steam,
yeah.
and then capitalize on it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And that's another place where we see some of the fancier combos, right? People like getting a wall bounce, doing a little bit of a steam charge in there, backdashing, and then continuing the combo. I love that
It's
stuff.
so cool. To round out Blitzcrank's kit,
Wait,
we've
no, keep
got,
going. I wanna see more of the
supers
damage.
as well. We have two supers on Blitzcrank's kit. One is kind of what we use mostly for combo enders, the S1 super, Helping Hand.
Okay. Big
And
punch.
you can hit this OTG off the ground, and you can also deal a ton of damage. What it does is it actually gives you a full bar of steam when you hit the opponent with it, whether they block or they get hit by it.
You can tell by the spinny arm.
You can tell by the spinning arm. Jinx for blocking
Oh,
here.
yeah, full.
Then I get that full steam, and technically I would be punishable here, but I would also have armor for the next interaction. So S2 Super is Static Field. This will cause a giant electrical field around them, and because I
That's
have steam,
his
I can
R,
also
his ult.
hold the S2 button to spend that extra steam. Blitzcrank is the only champion in our game so far.
I want to see that in a
with
combo.
a command grab ultimate. So they are invincible on startup, and it will grab them. So even if they're blocking, you'll be able to.
I'm ready
go
for a
into
lot
this
of
ultimate.
horrifying moments of, oh fuck, he's grabbing and I'm in the middle of pressing something.
Because it's a command grab, and because it's active on frame 0.
After the super freeze.
Exactly. Yeah. And so the way to defend against this, because you can't block it, is to jump.
Yeah,
and
you
so
have to
if the
jump.
opponent's already in the air, then I wouldn't be able to get this. I can't grab them and get punished for it because I made that
You deserve
decision.
it. Yeah.
So you might be like, oh, Blitzcrank
Raw
is a
3.
support character. What is their assist like? What happens when you have them?
I've heard
on
it's
the
a
back line
restance.
instead of on the front line.
I've heard it's a
So Blitzcrank has
restance.
rocket grabs as their assists as well. They have the kind of grounded rocket grab that pulls the opponent in, and they also have an air rocket grab that pulls them in from the air, and it actually causes a restand, which is pretty scary.
Yeah.
So
I saw
after
it right there and I'm like, oh
doing
yeah, that is a restand.
hard combo
Uh-oh.
here, and then I just kind of. I can pull them back, and then
Is it just the
continue my
air one,
combo,
though?
Or I can
Or
pull
is
them
it
back and
even
mix
the
them
ground
up.
one?
Or even if I were to just jump over them, call a rocket grab, I now have them in a sandwich situation where I can
You can tag
mix them
out.
up left and right.
Blitz basically just puts the opponent where you want them, and as a
Yeah.
teammate, that's kind of even stronger.
Very
I
that's
guess
very
it's
how
kind of a
you play
double-edged
him
sword, though,
support.
because let's say you don't have that kind of synergy with your partner, and I'm like doing my little combo here, and then they pull them.
So I'm thinking the whichever fuse that lets you play just one character, right? But the character gets buffed. Your second character is Blitzcrank. Now you get really good with that first character, and you get free restances with them, along with the buffs of the single fuse. That gets I'm curious to see how that'll do damage wise.
Or let's say Blitzcrank.
If
pulls
you could
them
just
out of the
about
air
kill
combo
instantly.
While I don't want them to. Then
But yeah, with somebody
might
you don't
want
know,
to
then that'd be
communicate
rough.
ahead of time. Like, I'm gonna go for the grab. Be ready for it.
I think I'm
don't wanna mess up the
obviously
combo.
I'm excited
And
to
so
play
it's a
this
really
like
good
solo, but I think I'm most
teammate
excited to play this with a friend, and then for us to yell at each other.
Team bonding exercise. Yeah.
Blitzcrank as a support character, you're wondering who Blitzcrank pairs really well with. So Blitz, because they want to kind of gain that steam. Other support characters are actually surprisingly good teammates.
That's cool.
I have Ari on my team right now, but let's say if we have Braum on the team. Braum would be able to.
The only
create
other
that
actual
shield.
support.
Even Yasuo would be able to come in with a wind wall assist, and then Blitzcrank can safely
Oh, yeah, the
gather
wind wall.
steam that way. So that's more for like. If I want to optimize for resource, even with using Arya as a meat shield, and then I do steam and then tag, you'd be able to do that. But Blitzcrank, because
you
they
could
want to
use
get in,
meat shield.
Ari calling the assist, getting in, and then now I'm in a perfect situation to also be in that grapple zone.
Yeah, it feels like almost every archetype works really well for Blitz because one way or another, they either get them the ability to build steam, so Blitz can bring you to them,
Right.
Or they make a projectile or a hitbox so that Blitz can make their way in on their own.
It's kind of funny because I also designed Alawi. Alawi is another example of a.
I don't know. I'm
champion,
still thinking
and
about that
they work well
restance
together
on a
because
certain
Alawi
characters.
has
That's
her
that's just
friend
gonna be
built up, and
really
command grabs just
strong.
happen to put them in
But
a
obviously,
situation where they get grabbed
him
again
built
by the
in
time
with
it
his
closes.
own was really strong too.
Blitzcrank is also really
right?
interesting to use with the sidekick fuse. Sidekick fuse is when you are controlling one point. They have a bigger health bar. They have more super.
This is
meter.
what I was referring
What you
to. I
have
didn't know
are
they'd actually talk about
access
this.
To the assists from your secondary character, and so
But you
what
can't play
Blitzcrank
them.
does here is allows.
I didn't
you
realize they
to
talked about this.
Reposition your opponent in ways
Did not
that
pre-watch.
other characters in our game can't really do. You'd also be able to use their super assist to just get that extra hitbox on the on the screen to finish off your opponent.
Yeah, and Sidekick's really nice when you're trying to learn a new character, for example. You don't have to be thinking about 2 characters at once. You get to focus all your energy on, say, learning Ari, and then you've just got Blitz there to come with whoever you're trying to learn,
yeah.
just to bring him in and make life a
Mid-combo.
little bit more fun.
Yeah, so that's Blitzcrank. You can play Blitzcrank during closed beta. If you've playtested before, no need to register again.
I
Otherwise,
got
you
into
can
one of
sign
the
up at
previous ones, so I'll get to auto
Have fun.
be in.
Don't get grabbed.
or do.
So yeah, I'm very excited to play this. Unfortunately, I like work when it's all happening. When it comes out, so it'll be a little bit. I'll just play on my own and practice. So when I stream, it'll be good. But yeah, he looks good. So it's closed beta into full release, and then he's 9. He's the 9th character, and then we're getting a 10th, I think, which is rumored to be Zed. As our 10th one for full release, which is a small roster, but also any other fighting game would probably come out and die with this size, also being free to play. But this is a Riot title, so they've got like infinite League of Legends and Valorant money. They've already proven with Valorant itself that they can release a game, and then people will keep playing it and keeping it alive, so they can keep updating it for the future. We're on what, year 5 of Valorant at this rate? And then what did Valorant release with, like 8 agents or something like that? Not a ton. So yeah, they're in a very unique position, Riot, that they can release the game with 10 champions and then be fine, and then they'll just keep adding with time. I've just seen a ton of being pulled on block is diabolical, true. I've just seen a lot of Discord about the game and releasing with 10. And it's like, this game will exist long. If this was anything else, I'd say, yeah, this is probably dead on arrival. Unfortunate, but yeah, this game will be fine. Sure, it might take a while before it gets to like a really solid point, but the game will be fine. It'll exist. And then once they're no longer worried about getting the game working and the servers and everything, and they can just shove all their time into balancing and releasing champs, I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine. We'll get a healthy stream of champs, and it'll be good. But yeah, I'm excited to play in like 3 days, probably 2 from when this video releases.